Is everybody ready?
Look at the baby. I miss my Oreo. I'm ready.
Where's Steph?
Oh yeah, are we doing this without Stephanie? Because I'm down.
I'm ready.
Can you sit up, Mike? Let's go, Steph. Got dropped. It's your favorite primas. We're here.
Favorite primas.
It's your favorite prima.
What am I supposed to say?
Welcome back. We are here to talk about our conspiracy theories where we're supposed to talk about them, but we did get stuck on the One Direction conspiracy, which is a conspiracy, may not be a conspiracy.
So true, girl. Hopefully you guys are convinced after this episode. So today we're missing the two oldest cousins, but Alex and me and Alyssa are here still. We're just the babies, and yeah, we're excited to get into this episode.
And just a baby.
Alyssa's gonna start us with one that she said she's been preparing for her whole life to share.
Yes, I'm very, very passionate about this one. I even hesitate to call it a conspiracy theory because I believe it with my whole heart. But so I shared before, I'm a big One Direction fan. I'm a Louis girl. And out of respect for Louis, like if he would listen to this, I'm gonna call it a conspiracy theory because he has denied it. But I'm gonna convince you guys today. So the theory is, well, the name is Larry Stylinson. I think you guys have probably heard of this from me.
Yes.
Just a little bit. So when I got into One Direction, so from 16 till now, right? But especially then, this was like my whole life. Like I was so convinced. I was on Tumblr all the time. Like all my music taste comes from being on Tumblr in this area of Tumblr. But so I'm gonna talk about the fact that two members of this band, Louis Tomlinson and Harry Styles, were possibly are in a relationship and are in love. So you guys ready?
Still single?
So they've had multiple publicized relationships over the years. I don't keep up with Harry a lot. I mostly keep up with Louis, but Louis is single. Okay. I mean, to the public. I think Harry's dating somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, Louis.
Well, yes, but publicly. So true, Alex. So true. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess, do you guys want like a rundown of
Yes, I was not a One Direction girly, so I need the rundown.
I didn't really like. I've heard of it from you posting things, so I want to know more.
Okay, I got you guys. Like I said, I've been preparing for this forever. All right, so do you guys know which ones they are, at least? Because if not,
I know who Harry is.
Yeah, well, yeah, huh?
That's the same one that I know. I don't know any of the other ones.
Okay, well, Louis, you guys have probably seen Louis because I post him all the time. He's my favorite one. They're members of the band, and the band was formed in 2010. So Harry was 16 and Louis was 18. They were 5 separate guys auditioning for the X Factor in the UK. They had never met before, as far as we knew. And then they didn't make it through, but they decided to keep them and put them together in a band. And Louis and Harry, having barely met, jumped into each other's arms. Like Louis jumped on him and wrapped his legs around him, and like he spun him around and stuff. And then from that, they were really, really close, and people just called it their bromance, right? So everyone was like, oh, they're such good friends. Like they love each other. And then there was this one time that all of a sudden Louis was gone from the X Factor house for like a week. And then this gossip article got released that it's like 2 X Factor contestants enjoyed some same-sex action and they had to be separated. The same time that he got sent home for a week or so from the X Factor house. So, I mean, do the math, am I right? So,
Is it illegal to have sex in the X Factor house?
I don't know. I wonder if they didn't want them like fraternizing with each other.
Right.
probably. So they're like, but they couldn't.
Makes sense.
Or they said same sex. I don't know if that had,
It was 2010. It was a
Yeah.
different time. When did
That's
they
true.
legalize gay marriage? I don't remember. Was it
I don't
after
know
that?
why.
Is it legal everywhere?
No.
Yeah, and either way, this was in the UK. So I don't know. I don't know, but maybe that
so
had something.
the X Factor is from the UK.
Mhm.
They were
Okay,
on the
okay.
UK version. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Because there's a US version, but they were in the UK. But yeah, like they used to, he went back to the house, they continued to be close, and they used to record weekly video diaries, like to talk to their fans, because they started growing a fan base, and they were all over each other all the time in those videos, like, but not like a bromance. You know how guys can tend to be really like affectionate with their friends sometimes, but jokingly. It was not like that. Like they were all over each other. They were like really affectionate and flirty and like giggly all the time with each other. So I think people then started to like build that theory that they loved each other, or they were in a romance, not a bromance. But all this time, Louis had a girlfriend back home, supposedly.
Okay.
Then he ended up breaking up with that girlfriend. And I think this was after the X Factor finished, they got third place, but they started touring and stuff. Him and Harry moved in together. They were the only two of all the boys that lived together. And they were both single now. And I think that's when like the rumors started getting more and more like, and they would talk about each other, like they would feed into the joke that they were together. So they would like, there's an interview where Harry's like, my first crush was Louis Tomlinson, and the fans would ask them like who, a fan I think asked him like, are you and Louis together? And they're like, and he said yeah. Like they were just kind of feeding into it. And that could have been jokingly, but I think then the rumors got more intense. So all of a sudden now they started publicizing Louis walking around with a girl, like with a new girlfriend.
Convenient timing.
And there was all these different stories about how they met. That one said Harry introduced them. Like, I don't know, there were all these different stories that they were the public, like the magazines were putting out. I'm so passionate.
I just love it.
Like this is the topic I actually enjoy talking about.
I would do a whole podcast just about this. Okay, so yeah, he's dating this girl. Her name is Eleanor. And then they start in interviews, him and Harry start like becoming, you can tell they're now being secretive. They're not being like openly flirty or anything, but you can see there's a lot of like side conversations, and like they do like innuendos to each other and stuff. Like there's an interview at the Brits, I think, and they ask him like, who's gonna take it, and then like we're gonna have to split it into pieces, and someone's like, who's getting the head, and Louis like, Harry's getting head. And then like stuff like that. And stuff like that is always happening in the interviews. And then there's also like a lot of videos of when Louis is with Eleanor, Harry's with them, and he always looks really sad like all the time in all those videos. And I used to watch those, and I would be like so heartbroken for Harry. I was like, let them love each other.
That should be me.
Like poor Harry. It was so I was heavily invested in this. Like I was watching, like how tragic is that, right? They're not allowed to be together. They're not allowed to show their love. He has to have this beard, and Harry has to just watch it happen. Like I was so invested.
What's the reasoning that everybody thought they would have to hide it because they were a boy band?
Yeah, I think maybe because of the time, most people believed, when I say most people, I'm including myself. Most people believed it was management having a lot of control over their image and stuff. Because there were multiple times where like something would be tweeted from management's Twitter, and then it would be deleted, and then it would be tweeted from one of the boys' Twitter. Like it was clear that they were managing a lot of their presence in the public and in media and stuff. And then around that time too, a video got released by fans that saw them in a bar. It's known as the Wellington video. Like they saw them in a bar, and it's very blurry, but it looks like they kissed in the video. And it's just them two. And even if they didn't kiss, they're like holding each other, and they're really close and stuff. And there's a part where Louis yells at Harry. It sounds like he says boyfriend, but people have never been able to prove because it's like from far away and it's a blurry video. But after that, I think then interviewers started asking them like straight out if it was true, like all these people think you guys are in a relationship. And they never denied it. But Louis would say, you know, some people genuinely think we're in a relationship. And that was the most he would say. Like he wouldn't say we aren't, right? But
Like
that's
you wouldn't deny it.
That's he was like, that's crazy. Like people genuinely think we're in a relationship. And then that's it. Like he wouldn't go further than that.
What about Harry?
I don't remember Harry. I remember him just being quiet. I don't think he ever spoke on
I was
it.
about to say, 'cause I feel like it's always Louis like making the jokes, and then Harry's kind of, or like not saying anything. But he's not disagreeing with it.
Yeah, no, it was like that. Like Harry was always, he always looked like sad or upset or something. He never replied to those questions.
I could have sworn I had
Has
seen
he-
something where he like put like recently put it out there. Was that like another theory that they were accusing him of? Was it Harry?
Louis did recently.
Oh, it was Louis. Okay. I was like, I know one of them came out like, no, it's not true or something.
He
like
called
just
it a conspiracy.
yeah. Okay. There we go.
That was Louis. I
Yeah.
still love him though. I still believe he loves me.
It took him 10 years, but yeah.
Yeah, like deny it when they ask you then. Why are you barely denying it?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No. Publicists, you know. Am I right?
So true. But no, like I don't think I was ever, I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't think I was ever disrespectful to them, but I did tweet a lot about my beliefs about this. And so when Louis would deny it, like that wasn't, I wouldn't say that was a full denial, but oh my God, it would hit me so hard. I'm like, no, I know they're in love.
Just admit it,
Come on.
please.
Like I was just waiting for the day that they would come out and they could be together. Like I was so convinced. And then after that, like they just kept getting more and more subtle, kind of like they weren't outright flirting anymore, or they weren't talking about how they lived together anymore, but they were still living together. And then they started getting matching tattoos. So they have several matching tattoos. There's a tattoo Harry has that says hi, and then Louis has one that says oops. And fans did like, they saw autographs they've written and stuff, and they determined it was in each other's handwriting.
Ooh.
And it does look like each other's handwriting, but they're also very short words. So a lot of people write those the same. So I wasn't like convinced of that, but they did, like they got them around a similar time, and it's hi and oops. Like it seems like they complement each other in some way.
Yeah, that's weird. And is it like the same handwriting in both? Like it looks like the same font, like as if they did get it together.
They look very similar.
Oh, okay.
And the same size. And I can't remember the placement though. But I know, yeah, Harry's was like on his upper arm and Louis on his lower arm, but they looked like similar.
If they were the same tattoo artist.
Yeah. Oh. They looked like similar style. And the theory around that too was that because later on a story came out that they actually met in the X Factor bathroom before they got put together. And the theory was that those were the first words they said to each other because they met at the urinals. And I think it was like hi and oops. So that was the theory. And that was like part of my passwords for a long time, like hi and oops or something like that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, guys. Not anymore. But yeah, that was like I think the first one. And then literally, was it around the same time? No, I think around that time when Louis was publicly dating Eleanor, was her name. Harry got a lot of tattoos. He got one that said I can't change. He got another one of a bird cage. He got one of a hanger. So a hanger is known to be like mean being in the closet. And then bird cage, like trapped in a cage. And then I can't change.
Right.
Like people had a lot of theories about that too, including me, about what that meant. And then there was also, I think around this time, also the girl that Louis had been dating during the X Factor in the beginning, her brother came out on Twitter to say like, he didn't say it in the right way. He called Louis the F word, and he said, "This F word left my sister for a guy," and then it was like deleted. But yeah, that was the brother of that girl. And then around that time, Louis finally did deny it for real on Twitter, but it was on Twitter. So he just said like it was the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard, and it's a conspiracy and all this stuff. And that day, I think I had like a dentist appointment or something, and it was when I got out of the dentist appointment. I remember I saw the tweet and I cried the whole way home. I was like, Louis hates me. I was so sad.
Oh, because he was saying like how people can be tweeting about it and posting about it when it's not true. Oh, okay, I got it.
Not just because he denied it. I mean, that was part of it, but mostly because I was like,
whoa.
I was that invested. I was that invested, but that's not why.
How old were they when One Direction started?
Harry was 16 and Louis was 18 when it started. And then literally the next day, they did an interview with this guy, Ben Winston, who's part of their management. So he denied it on Twitter, right? And we already have this theory that management controls a lot of their Twitter. Yeah. And then the next day they do an interview with this guy who is part of their management. And he asked them, are there any rumors that you don't like? And Louis has just tweeted this, right? All angry. Right. And then in person, in video, they ask him, are there any rumors you don't like? And Louis like, he's all sarcastically too. He's like, I'm sure there's something. No, can't think of anything. So I was like, that was confirmation to me that he didn't tweet that. I was like, he would address it right now if he did.
Right. That would have been perfect timing to put it to bed.
Oh, wow. That wasn't him. It was someone else.
Louis didn't hate me. I was so happy.
Do you know their horoscopes? I mean, their sign.
I do. Louis is a Capricorn and Harry's an Aquarius.
And is that a good match?
I think it is. It's like one of those unexpected pairings that it works, but it's not one you would automatically think as compatible. But they're like they complement what the other is lacking, I feel like.
That was a devastating day for me when I realized that celebrities don't actually control their Twitter. Because Enrique Iglesias, verified account, used to follow me on Twitter. But I guess it was like a promo to like, so you would download his songs, right? He would follow you back.
No, that was him.
And a famous football player from Arizona DM'd me and invited me to his apartment. I didn't go, but I remember thinking like, was that him? Or was that his manager?
I think that was him, because that's not like good for publicity, you know?
That's true.
Jeez.
Connor always didn't go. I should have gone.
Could be like $1 million richer right now.
Well, Andy actually bumped into him when he was working at the dealership, and he was like, he can't be that rich. All he bought his wife was a Charger. So it's like, oh, okay.
Okay, so you don't have to live in regret then.
Hey, Chargers are nice.
They are. But Andy was like, if you're a football player.
See, but if Matt was a football player, he would have something else, no?
I'll ask him for another day and I'll confirm with you guys.
It's very important. That's all we ask, so you get that information. What was I saying? So
you cried after your dentist appointment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you hurt his feelings.
I did.
We were wild back then, huh? Like we just really didn't think that celebrities would read the things that we were reposting on Tumblr or Twitter.
Oh my gosh. I went and looked at my tweets to all of them, because you know you can search on Twitter. I searched each of their names and One Direction. Who let me? Those were bad.
You let me on the internet.
Yeah.
Someone should have stopped me.
Like I remember I was watching they have a tour DVD, and there's a line in one of their songs that's like, oh my God. Am I blanking on One Direction lyrics right now? Something about breaking a table. And I was like, me and you would break the table, Zane. But it was so, and that's like on the tame end, but I was like, that the tweets that I tweet them were so intrusive. Like, why did
Zane
I do
is
that?
the one with the kid right now?
He has one.
With one of the Haldids, right?
Yeah. He has one. Louis also has a kid. I'll
Oh,
get
I
to
didn't
that. I'll get to that. But yeah, Zayn's one of them who has a kid with Gigi.
Okay.
He's like, most people would say he's the hottest one.
Like conventionally.
He's he's a beautiful man. He's the one with the really dark hair.
Yeah, no, I know which
Oh
one.
yeah.
He hasn't like been on social media in like a long time. But I think he came out one time and I was like, oh, I forgot about him.
Right?
But yeah, he's pretty good looking.
It's like a little treat to the world when he posts something. Very rare. Okay, so around this time also in interviews and on stage and stuff, you would see them being very careful about touching each other, or like they would hardly be near each other. There's videos where you can see Louis reach to put his arm around Harry's waist, or vice versa. Either one of them, they would reach to like put their hands around each other and stuff, and then they would jerk back, like they would stop, like they weren't allowed to. And there were interviews where they would say certain things that like there were leaked videos where they would say certain things in interviews and you would hear management say, yeah, that's gonna have to come out, that can't be in there. Like they were heavily managed. Even if the things they were saying weren't that incriminating, like you could still tell how much control there was behind the scenes about that. And then there's like still stuff happening. Like there was a Halloween where Louis, I think he was like one of the members of Kiss or something. So he had white face paint and the star. And he had white face paint. And the next day, then Harry had white paint like all over his hair.
Good white lips.
It's all right here.
Wow.
I'm gonna convince you guys today.
I'm convinced already.
I'm convinced already.
All right, I'm done.
Good job, Alexa.
Thanks. I'm telling you, this is why they had me. I was like, they're in love. To this day, I don't see any other explanation for so much of this stuff.
Has Harry Styles ever come out as bisexual?
He's not straight, but I don't remember what label he put on it. Okay,
but he has said that he's explored his sexuality. Okay.
Oh,
and even when he was in One Direction, he kind of he didn't explicitly say it, but he made hints that he wasn't straight, even in interviews there. Yeah. And so around also this time when all of this is happening, when they're being like very careful not to be around each other, that's where Taylor Swift comes into play. So there's an interview where Louis, like, I remember he just looked so sad. Nobody knew why, but he just looked so sad. And the very next day was the first pictures released of Harry and Taylor. And they were like very, very publicized from there on out.
That's weird.
Like immediately. And then right after that, like literally the next day. So I think it was, it was December 1st. Louis looked super sad in an interview. December 2nd, Harry has a public outing with Taylor Swift. December 3rd, Louis has a public outing with his girlfriend. And so like, it's like they were doubling down on just giving that narrative that they're both, because Harry's whole thing in the band was that he was a womanizer, right? That was his like appeal. So they had to push that image. Louis, I guess they just didn't want anyone in the band to be gay. I feel like they didn't think that would be marketable. That's what I think. Because I don't think it was just like a gay thing. I think it was more a money thing.
Like they didn't think, because it's like all girls in love with them. And
little did they know, we don't care.
Right?
Like have you guys seen all the interviews with Jacob Elordi and Barry Cogan? The two from Saltburn?
Oh no.
They're so cute and they're flirting with each other and it looks like something happened. And I still think they're freaking adorable. And I still would get together.
That's what I'm saying. I still felt people were still fangirl over them, even though like
they would eat it up. I mean, look
even
at me.
more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even more.
That's funny.
Because their fans love them so much. But right now, to this day, like there are Harry fans, solo Harry fans that maybe weren't big One Direction fans, that they hate Louis because of all that. So I don't know. I think they could have lost probably a section of their fans.
I have my own theories about Taylor Swift that I haven't heard confirmed from anyone or have heard it anywhere. But do you think people hire her for good publicity? Because when Sophia Turner was going through her Joe Jonas, like the divorce with Joe Jonas, next day she's with Taylor Swift. When nobody liked Patrick Mahomes' wife, next day with Taylor Swift. Selena Gomez was getting a bunch of bad press, next day out on the town with Taylor Swift.
Maddie Healy from the 1975.
Yeah, it's weird. I think she's for hire, guys.
I agree.
I need
'Cause
some
that's
good
what she was.
publicity. So Taylor Swift.
Right.
Call Alex.
Either that or she's a really good friend and is willing to go out with people that are having heat just to take the heat off of them.
Yeah, she's like Emma Stone in Easy A.
Yep.
Maybe I like her after all.
I think you do. I don't think it's a thing. I know you like her.
Conspiracy theory. Liz doesn't actually hate Taylor Swift.
She's starting to believe it herself.
You guys have convinced me.
I didn't say anything.
All right, you've convinced me.
That's so funny.
No, but Valerie, I completely I didn't have that in my mind, but that completely fits.
Yeah.
What I believe. She's a perfect publicity partner.
Publicity partner.
A PP. Okay, but yeah, they're starting to be publicized. And then there's an interview on a red carpet where they ask Louis, they're like, Harry, Louis, what do you think about, they ask him like, what do you think about Haler, which is what they called them, right? Harry and Taylor. And Louis says, I remember his exact words. He's like, I'm happy they're good friends, if that. And then
that's salty.
Yeah, he was. You could see him, like he did not like that question.
But Taylor Swift got a song out of it, so it's all good.
She said it was I Knew You Were Trouble, right? Or was it
No, Harry Styles wrote a song about Taylor Swift.
Oh, it was opposite. Kind of fan of my.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought that's what you were saying.
Oh no. Alex is saying that.
Let me hit Google.
Oh, you're saying Taylor got a song out of it, like she wrote a song?
About Harry, didn't she? Isn't there like on her new release, like 1989, you know how they come up with, or was that her ex?
I don't know. Like people have said Style is about him. And then
that's an older song though.
And then people said I Knew You Were Trouble was about him, but they weren't even dating when she wrote that song. Like there was no talk of them at all when she wrote that
Google
song.
This.
Wait, is Harry Styles the one that dated Kendall Jenner?
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote a song about her, supposedly.
Angel,
yeah.
Right? Oh, I didn't know which one. Honestly, I love Harry to death. I'm the worst Harry fan because I don't keep up with him at all.
You're more like a One Direction, and then what did you say the guy's name? I totally
Louis.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Like
Who's
Harry,
the fifth one?
It's Louis, Harry, Niall, Zayn, and Liam.
Is Liam the one that kind of goes on podcasts and says that blames like the breakup on everybody else?
I don't know. He kind of took credit for like the name of the band and said a lot of things, but he was struggling with alcoholism at that time. So he's come out and said like he's so embarrassed of that interview and he didn't mean it. Yeah, but no, he had a rough time. At that time though, when the interview came out, I was really mad at him, and he is my least favorite, but I forgive him.
You're forgiven.
Yeah.
It says that supposedly that Style, Out of the Woods, and Cardigan.
I was just gonna say,
I haven't heard that one.
Which one's Cardigan, Alex?
I don't know that one.
And Out of the Woods. Are we out of the woods?
Yeah,
Are we out of the woods? Okay.
I remember my mom, Taylor performed that somewhere, and they were saying it was about Harry. And I was very like, no, they never dated. I was so protective. And so when my mom said she liked her performance, I was so offended. Because to me, that's like, you're against Larry Stylins. How dare you?
I'm leaving. This is your house, so I'm leaving.
Who was I? I don't know. Just kidding. I still believe it. So not that different now. Let's see. So that interview happened. And then around that time, Louis and Harry, this time they get not matching tattoos, but like complementing tattoos on the same day.
Hmm.
So Harry gets a ship and Louis gets a compass on the same
Aw,
day.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That is cute. Ideas.
Right?
Ideas. Writing that one down in my book. Hold on.
Isn't it cute? See? Power couple, inspirational couple.
You think that they feel it's easier just to say that they're not boyfriend and girlfriend than have like turmoil from like management? That's probably why, right?
Mhm.
That they're just not
Mhm.
wanting to.
But what
come
about
out.
now?
So my thoughts on them now is I don't know where they are now. There's times where I think maybe they broke up, times where I think maybe they've chosen to live like a silent married
Mhm.
life. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have a theory on them now. But things continued, like to this day, things continue to convince me that they at
Yeah.
least still love each other, even if they're not together.
Mhm.
Because like towards the end of One Direction, they were very like, it was so sad to see like when they would tweet each other, they used to call each other sweetheart and baby cakes and all these things in their tweets, and later it was like they would deliberately call each other like dude and pal and stuff.
Aw,
And I hate like, and they
so
couldn't.
manly.
Mhm. Like I don't think either of them ever say those words because neither of them
To
are
anyone.
like, yeah, neither of them like are like manly men, you know.
Right.
But they like had to go to the other extreme. They would really not talk to each other on stage or in interviews in public. They wouldn't really talk to each other. But I recently saw a video. I guess like at that point, I just accepted that they had to stay away from each other, that I didn't notice. They were still doing all these subtle things. Like at the concert, Louis would put a water bottle down somewhere where Harry was walking toward, and Harry would come pick it up. Or like if Harry was walking somewhere and there was like something on the floor, Louis would move it before Harry came and passed. Like all these
Yeah.
little subtle things
Aw.
that you don't like. I'm sure like you guys have that in your relationships, that there's subtle things
Right.
that are not very obvious, but you've just fallen into a rhythm where you just do those things for
Mhm.
each other. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if management had them sign something like an NDA or something that they're not allowed to come out about it, and then they'll release a book in like 5 years, and we'll know the truth.
I'll
Valerie,
read
that is
that
my
book.
biggest dream. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that'll be the day like I'll call into work. No one's gonna hear
Stay home
from
and
me.
read all the time.
But that's
And
what
they're
I
gonna
hope.
say thank you, Alyssa.
Mhm. You believed in us the whole time.
You gave us the courage to come out.
Thank you, Louis, for recognizing. That's
I
what
have to pee
believe.
super, super fast. I'll be fast.
Okay.
You guys can keep going.
Should we wait?
Great.
So we can have the 3.
cut my hangnail. It hurts so bad.
It's the worst. I haven't been able to find my nail clipper. So they're just like growing.
So funny.
I don't want to go buy one because I know I have one. I just
Mm.
can't find it. I'm wearing makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I just rubbed my eye.
I forget. I was eating a taco, like the ones from it's a Chico's Tacos, but it's not from Chico's Tacos. But somehow when I took a bite, it ricocheted off the fork and boom. And then I had my eyelashes. I like had to rub so hard to clean them. I remember.
Oy.
And today, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I flushed down my truck key at the gym. So I was stranded there. That's how my day went today. Then it wasn't even the spare key, and my spare keys kind of broken because I fell on them. And the thing was, like, I don't know why my reaction was so slow. Like, it didn't flush down, you know, the automatic toilets. I don't know why I was so slow to reach for it. And then by the time I reached for it, it flushed again. Like, I really need this key.
Like, what are the odds?
It was in my
That one-
pocket. Like, how did, not even in the back pocket, it was in the side pocket. How did it fall in the toilet?
Not only
Did I
like
just miss you flushing the ring down the toilet or your keys?
key, yes. Like, who else would this happen?
I was at
You
the
have them
gym.
in your pocket?
in my side pocket. It wasn't even in my back pocket or anything.
Bro,
And
how are
it's-
you sitting on the toilet? Show me. Not her actually getting up to show me.
I was expecting you to go like sideways. Like, how did that happen?
I don't even know. And the only reason why I saw it is because Stephanie called me as I was in the bathroom, and then I turned to grab my phone and I was like, oh shoot. And I was telling Elsa, I don't know why my reaction was so slow to reach in because it flushed, because it's automatic toilet. So it flushed.
Oh.
And it didn't go down. So I was like, I don't know why I was so slow to reach in. Like, I was like,
Well, I feel like that would have been my reaction too. I'd been like,
oh, do I really need my key? Yeah. So, and then it went bye-bye.
Flushed again.
oh, it flushed again?
Yes.
So what did you do?
I had to have Stephanie come pick me up. So she brought me home, and then
Do
took me
you
back.
have a spare?
I do, but
Yeah,
it's
but
it's a broken one that I fell on top of.
Oh my.
But it still works. It lets
Mhm.
me drive. Luckily, it's like a fob, so it's not like you have to like
oh, good.
do anything.
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
Hi, Alex.
That's funny.
What a day! What a day. Okay.
Do you watch Salt Lake City? The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Mhm.
Did you see the one where she flushes her ring down the toilet?
I'm not caught up.
Oh, you're not caught up?
No.
Alex, last night's episode, literally insane. Like, I don't even care if it's scripted at this point. It's the best reality TV I've ever seen.
Damn, I need to watch.
You need to watch it. And it's because they're all Mormons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're from Utah. It's just
But they're
one
like
of the
crazy.
one of the girls that they brought in is a friend of a like Arizonan influencer. And it's just she's insane this season.
I need to
So you
watch
caught
it
up
then.
with where are you?
I think I am before Jen even gets like accused of going like the fraud.
Okay, I just skipped season 3 and I went straight to 4 because I didn't like Jen Shaw.
Yeah. I'm like where they went to a retreat so that because everyone was not liking Jen or something. And they went, I think they were in Arizona or something. And then I think that's the last episode I saw. Because that's
I
all
would just skip to season 4.
Okay. There we go.
Do it.
Say
I
less.
will. Say less. All right.
Okay. What was the last thing I said? I don't remember.
They got
Oh.
matching a ship tattoo, a ship
On a
tat-
compass.
Uh-huh. You got the
Compass.
ship and the compass. And then you had said, Valerie, that if I think like it's a contractual thing.
Mhm.
And I do think that because also at least Louis, again, I don't keep up with Harry, but Louis still under the same management as in his solo career.
Oh, that makes
Mhm.
sense then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even to this day, right, they still couldn't. But it never stopped. The little things that they were doing, like the little subtle messages and stuff, they never stopped. While they were still in the band, there is a theory, like there's so many theories within this theory, that on September 28th, 2013, they got married.
What?
Because there's a theory of that because Ed Sheeran, he was always close. He knew Harry, I think, before he got famous.
Okay.
And then he got close with Louis also. So Ed was really close with both of them. And on that day, September 28th, 2013, he tweeted, my two best friends got married today. And on that same day, Harry tweeted, we don't need no piece of paper from the city hall. And then on that same day, Harry's mom tweeted, good decision, Louis. So all of that is like very, what's it called? Like it doesn't mean
Like
that they
it's
got
not coincidence. Like it's just like coincidence.
It
like,
could be.
That all of
too
them at the
much
same
of a
time.
good coincidence. Like
I agree.
I'm convinced.
It's like Joe incidents with the J. Sorry. That's a throw out there.
You couldn't. It was like
It was word vomit. Sorry.
Well, yeah, so they got married. So that date was also part of my password. I think it was like hi oops 9/28/13.
Oh my god.
It isn't anymore for anything, but
Hope not.
I promise, guys, don't try it.
She's all changing everything. Hold on.
That's no longer my password for Tumblr. Just kidding. Don't try it.
Are they the only band group that you kind of obsessed over? Or do you feel like you're like that with a lot of musicians?
I feel like they were the most intense one,
Mhm.
but I definitely have like an obsessive personality, I think. Like when I like something, like since I was little, it was the Cheetah Girls.
Oh.
And then it
Oh,
was
okay.
who was it? I think Justin Bieber.
You were
Oh, yeah.
I was
You
just talking to
didn't-
Matt about this, that you were obsessed with Justin Bieber.
He came all the way to Arizona to watch him, and isn't that when he threw up on stage?
Yeah, he threw up. Threw up because he had bad milk.
Yeah.
I believe him. My poor baby. Honestly, I don't have that feeling for Justin anymore. But when I see, like, when I hear the songs from that time, then I get the same old
Like,
feeling.
baby.
Stop it. But yeah, I did. Like, it was Cheetah Girls, Justin, Jonas Brothers.
I remember that.
I forgot about them.
Jonas Brothers.
They were before. Oh my God. I showed up to like the first day of 8th grade with a Jonas Brothers sweater, Jonas Brothers
To wear
backpack.
a tie.
No, I did that in 6th grade. So, and that was for Avril. That wasn't for the Jonas Brothers. But yeah, One Direction was the most intense. And since One Direction, I've never felt it again.
Oh,
I
no
mean-
boy bands,
Mm-mm.
just emo music.
Yeah, I just reminisce. I got a
Well-
sticker. I need to find one for you. It says
I
Elder
don't
Emo.
think they do boy bands anymore, really, unless they're K-pop.
Yeah, and you know what? K-pop, I haven't been able to feel that thing. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. And my one of my good friends, she's very, very into K-pop. So I've been exposed to them by her and I like them. Like I enjoy watching them dance. And there's this one member of BTS, J-Hope, and I love him. Like he's so cute, but I don't feel the same. It's not like One Direction or Justin.
What about girl bands?
I felt that for Little Mix, but that was at the same
Okay.
time as One Direction. Like there's no
Okay,
one
okay.
now. Who do I love right now?
You're like
And-
nothing.
Yeah, yesterday I went down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos of this celebrity that I really love, Nicholas Galzatine. He's in Bottoms, Red, White, and Royal Blue.
What's his name?
Nicholas Galzatine. And I did feel a little bit of like,
Oh, I like
I
him.
love him.
I'm waiting for Bottoms to come out.
It's on where is it? Prime? It's
So
on
do you have to
something.
pay?
Oh, I don't remember if I paid. I don't think I did.
I spent $20 to watch the Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, we did.
I saw.
And Alex and just fell asleep.
I did. It was a long day. No, we were watching
Oh,
for, like
he's from
one.
that movie. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Purple
I
Hearts?
was done. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, he's from
Just
Purple Hearts.
kidding.
I hate that movie. Sorry.
I heard that one's bad. I haven't seen that one. But Red, White, and Royal Blue. Listen, while we're on the conversation of Larry Stylinson, Red, White, and Royal Blue is the most beautiful gay love story I've ever seen.
I wanted
Okay,
to
I'll have
see
to check
Purple
it.
Hearts. Should I not watch it?
I haven't seen it, but I heard
No,
it's bad.
you might like it. It's very cheesy.
No.
It's very feels like I was being like trying to be brainwashed, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like I like those movies. What are they called? Did you get the pink Stanley
He's
cup?
like no. This is Simple Modern. It's
Oh.
for
Let's say
it's
that's
like
just-
half the price.
Let's say that's
just
a
whip-
Starbucks cup.
People are selling it for $100.
I saw one
saw
for $2.80.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was looking it up. I was like, because I think like they only have like 20 or 30 like at each Target or something. Like they didn't have.
You know
it.
what I think happened? This same group of people, like these same girls, used to do that with Starbucks release cups. Because I
Mhm.
used to do that. I made like $500 like 2 years ago during COVID, just selling cups that I would find at Safeway that people were trying to get from Starbucks.
Mhm.
And then everybody stopped liking the Starbucks cups like a year ago because they kept releasing the same crap.
Mm-hmm.
People are just crazy. People were like that with Ray Dunn too.
That's great. Yeah, that's wild.
I'm embarrassed with how many cups I have. I was telling Connor, I was like, what am I gonna do with all our, because we have Starbucks mugs from places that we've traveled.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we just don't get to complete that collection, and now we just have all these Starbucks mugs.
Well, if you didn't want them and you sold them, you'd be profiting off Starbucks, which, stick it to them.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so they got married, and then around that time, like it was just in interviews very casually, it was confirmed they still live together with pictures that were posted. They still shared a dressing room. They were the only ones. All the other boys had their own. They shared a dressing room. They lived together. And then there was an interview where they asked Harry, like, what do you look for? I don't remember if they said like in a girl or in a partner, or I don't remember, but Liam was with him, and Liam said something like, well, should be a girl. Excuse me. He's like, it should be a girl, like jokingly. And then Harry was like, not that important in that interview. So that was like one of the first times he hinted that he's not straight.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then they got another matching tattoo, and this one, it was in the same, they got it each in the same spot. One of them got a rose and one of them got a dagger. And from the artist who did it, it was a rose with a dagger through it. That was his, like on his page that he promoted, but they got the rose and the dagger in the same spot. I don't think they got it on the same day, but near each other. And it was supposed to be a joint tattoo, and they got it.
That's like a Romeo and Juliet kind of tattoo right there. Forbidden love.
Exactly.
And you know what? It's even forbidden love, even if they weren't in love with each other, because if they really were soulmates, as best friends, as bros, they weren't even allowed to be how they wanted to be with each other, because everybody was either conspiracying that they were gay, or everybody didn't want them to be together because they were gay. Like nobody just let them be.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that suck. Like to not be able to be with the person you love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, not at the very least, they were soulmates in whatever way that they were or are.
They are soulmates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Alex. You keep me on track. So I think around this time, it's announced or it's released that Louis is going to be a dad. And I think a lot of Larry shippers have different theories around that. There is a whole section of us, not me, that believe it's not his kid. But that kid is literally a copy of him. and Louis would never like agree to that as a publicity stunt, because he helped raise his sisters. Like kids are so important to him. He always wanted kids. So I never for a second
think he would lie about that.
Like that's not the Louis I know, But
that's not my Louis.
Yeah, but I believed like it was possible she was possibly a surrogate, because he was never with her. They were never together. So I believe it was possibly a surrogate. We don't get to see his kid Freddie a lot. He's very out of the public eye. He lives in LA, which Harry has been rumored to live. And so I have thoughts. I'm not convinced of that, but that's something that I think is a possibility. But I do know that's Louis' kid for sure. Like
I think Cristiano Ronaldo did the same thing with his first son. Like he just had a surrogate and he never discussed the mom or anything. He just raises his son by himself until he met his now, I think, girlfriend. He still hasn't wiped her up, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. Huh. And they don't have to speak on it. So I feel like, because if there's people who are like, if that were the case, then he would have said so. Why? That's why like my view on it is I believe they're silently living
their
happily.
Like that really terrible book, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Oh, I've never. Why is it terrible?
It wouldn't be terrible if it was written by a Latina or even a type of minority, but the book is very written from a straight white person talking about the experience of a Latina woman and specifically like a lesbian in the closet. So it gave
Makes
me
no sense.
weird vibes. Like one of the first things she says in her book is that she didn't feel I can't remember what type. I can't remember if she was Mexican or Cuban, but she didn't feel Latina because she didn't have like a certain spice in her spice rack or something like that. So like,
yeah, I hate that. There's like a
Yeah.
tweet about every author writing like a Latino young adult novel, and it's like, anyways, we were running into the night or la noche,
yep,
as
exactly
as Mommy calls it, and we were being
Yep.
chased by Yolanda Saldivar.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I hate that too.
But anyway, yeah, that's what the premise of, spoiler alert, the premise of the book is she's an actress and she has 7 husbands, and you never know why she married 7 times to a man, but really she was living her life with the love of her life, which was a woman the entire time.
Oh.
See, I don't think my theory is far-fetched. Like I know a lot of people have, a lot of Larry shippers have clung to old theories like Freddie is not his, and like they kind of get more out there as they're trying to cling to the relationship. But I'm like, it can still be that they're in love and they're soulmates, but that they're just not, they're just living behind the scenes. They're just happy.
Yeah, it's true.
Because there's still little, like Louis had a lyric video for one of his solo songs, and Harry's literally in there. I posted it yesterday, but there's literally a drawing of Harry in it, and it's Harry. And then in his documentary in the beginning, he's talking about his time in the band, and like almost it's clips of the band and all the boys, but 90% of the clips he shows in his documentary is Harry. It's all mostly Harry. And then he says, like, he's talking about, when I think about the relationship in the band, like the way he says it, it feels like he's talking about a relationship. Like, I just feel like I'm still convinced to this.
I'm going to go on a deep YouTube/TikTok dive as soon as we get off of here.
I can send you
videos that Alyssa's talking about.
I will send them.
I already have the links. I'll send it to your email.
Oh my God. One time when Monique was still living there with me, she came home one day and she brought her boyfriend with her, and I was watching, it's an hour-long video called The 30 Most Iconic Larry Stylinson Moments. And she walks in and I'm just like in my blanket, like watching it. I'm crying. And I'm like fumbling to pause it, like if I was watching porn or something.
Hey, whatever gets you going, Alyssa.
No.
Whatever works.
I thought I left her alone.
What are you doing here? Get out. But yeah, that's my conspiracy theory. Larry Stylinson.
I'm gonna go ahead and just call that true.
It's absolutely not conspiracy.
Thank you.
True.
And I came with receipts, not just my delusional shipper heart, you know? So I hope I've convinced other people. I lived, ate, and breathed this for years. This was my life. So does someone else want to do the interview? Because I feel like I don't want it to be like my episode, you know?
You talked a lot.
No, I'm just saying, no,
So true,
no, I'm just saying she did. It was all about, she's been preparing for this.
I know. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. Sorry we couldn't get into our other conspiracy theories, but we will be doing a part 2. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, and our YouTube channel.
Whoa, what?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You have a guitar band or guitar?
I got a new computer.
Guitar Hero.
Or
Garage band.
Garage band.
I like how
I don't like to talk about penises.